Welcome back. Welcome back. I am Q Rowley, your business growth coach and your money mentor. So let's dive into more SBA EIDL talk. What is this that we're hearing about? The SBA may be allowing you to pay back your loan. Let's talk about it.
Make the money. Don't let it make you.
Let's talk about this. If you filed for an SBA EIDL loan and you filed as a business with no personal guarantee, there's talk that the SBA may be reaching out to some folks saying, hey, if you work with us, we'll work with you. We'll allow you to get back on track, so that we aren't reporting you to the Treasury and things like that. But what they aren't telling you is that if you are not a personal guarantee and you get this call, is that you are not personally responsible. Your business is. And the reason that they're going this route is because they know they're having a difficult time getting it from folks who are actually signed up as a business. So let's call the non-personal guarantee and see if we can get them to make some type of payment arrangement on these existing loans. The other thing is, if you are a sole proprietor, there's a good chance this might end up somewhere in the Treasury at some point because you did sign up with your social security number and they have access to either, recoup from tax returns or, any other federal payments you may receive. In my last video, I talked about federal payments. What I didn't mention is if you are a federal vendor and you are receiving federal payments, they will also possibly take those payments. It's like, why pay you when you owe us money? So you got to think about that. The second thing I really want to talk about here is people are saying they're receiving phone calls. I never trust a phone call. Any official business from the SBA has been through the mail. I've never heard of them calling anybody. I would be very, very leery of anyone placing a phone call to you saying, hey, if you send us this amount of money or if you set up this arrangement, then yeah, we'll take care of your loan. The SBA is not known for calling people. Plus, with the sheer amount of loans outstanding, who has that type of workforce to make these types of calls? So I'm personally just not buying it. The SBA is very capable of sending out multiple mass letters if they need to get information out to multiple people. So the phone call thing, I'm not really buying it. I would say tread lightly if you have received a call like this. I've seen other coaches online talking about this, and they're not telling you, hey, this is probably very unlikely. Even if you get a phone number back, you are rarely going to get the person on the phone whom called you from SBA, even if they legitimately called you. It's like highly unlikely. So my thing is, if you have not received some official notice, because the SBA typically notifies loan borrowers through the mail, because this is an official notice, this is an official mail. When you're dealing with official business, typically you receive a letter in the mail and sometimes a letter through your email. If you have not received either of these, I would not fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for it unless you receive something from the mail. Now, if you do get one of these calls, what you can do is call the SBA. They can actually look at your account. If someone contacts you from the SBA, they can see it in your notes. So that's where I would start. If you get a phone call that says, hey, we're calling from the SBA, we're allowing you to get back on track with your loan, and you say, well, let me call back just a little bit, I'll get back to you, and you call the SBA and you give them your loan number and they don't see any notes, it's probably fraudulent. There are so many scams, and they are playing on the fact that people are desperate right now. People are afraid. People don't want to go to jail. People are just like in a frenzy over this SBA EIDL. So I would not personally think this is real unless I receive something in the mail. And lastly, just remember, the SBA EIDL is like any other creditor. The difference is they do have access to bank accounts, and federal funds, things of that nature. But outside of that, your loan terms, if you are not a personal guarantee, were set forth to collect from your business. And this is the reason that they are having such a hard time, is because there's not a person that they can definitely associate to collect this money. This is why they are having such a difficult time collecting the funds, is because they just don't have it. Like if you file a business tax return, you're not getting a refund. You only get a refund when you file a personal tax. And if you filed a personal tax, and you file for an SBA EIDL loan under your business, they still can't touch it unless you sign as a personal guarantee. So I just want to take some of the pressure off of you because I keep hearing it. It's been going on for a long time. The fear is real. I do understand. But I also want you to understand, because this is one thing that I do know. People have been receiving letters from the SBA, and it's threatening letters that we will take your federal funds if you get a federal payment. Not anything about, I haven't heard anything about SBA calling saying, let's get you back on track. What I have been hearing is, hey, you don't pay us, we're going to take your money if you get federal payments. That's what I heard. And guess what else? They sent an official notice in the mail. They are legally going to do that to protect themselves and make sure you were properly notified with your last known address. So any phone calls, unless you do your due diligence and find out what's really going on with that, I would not trust it. That is my personal advice. I would not trust it. Do not trust it. And this is with any creditor, any collection agency. Unless they can provide something to you in writing, don't believe it. Because if this were true, where would you do this? Would you do this on their portal? I don't think so. I think you have to go into an actual arrangement with an actual person. And just again, by the sheer number of loans that are outstanding, they don't have the workforce to make those type of phone calls. Just using common sense. So I hope this helped you. If you need a one-on-one with me, you can schedule a one-on-one with me to spend some time. Ask me any business questions. You can ask me about the SBA EIDL. We can go over your loan specifically. We can talk about anything that you want to talk in regard to business. You can do that at qroland.com. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any updates. Like I always say, go make the money, but don't let the money make you. I'll see you soon.